안녕하세요, 미저씨입니다. 미국에 사는 아저씨입니다. 오늘은 비디오 게임에 대해 얘기해 볼까 합니다. 미국 이름으로는 Grand Theft Auto, GTA라고 하죠. 그랜드 테프트 오토인가요? 1999년에 2편이 나왔을 때 그냥 괜찮은 게임이다 라고 이렇게 평이 나 있어서 뭐 한번 해볼까 하고 생각했습니다. 그런데 플레이스테이션 2가 나오고 GTA 3편이 나왔을 때 저는 이 게임에 완전 훅던 됐습니다. 여기서 오늘의 영어입니다. 훅던은 어디에 빠지다, 그러니까 뭐에 빠지다 라는 뜻입니다. 그리고 드디어 GTA 6편 GTA 6가 내년에 출시된다고 해서 저는 흥분을 감출 수 없었습니다. 그런데 6편이 나오기도 전에 게임이 아닌 현실판 GTA가 나왔습니다. 한번 보시죠. 불편한 장면이 나오니 시청 주의 요망 바랍니다.
Unit is skillfully navigating all of that truck traffic just to keep up with her, even using the shoulder when she has to get around traffic. And that primary CHP cruiser has done an excellent job, by my eye, keeping up with her. Not easy at these speeds.
Yeah, certainly not. And she's at least going 100 miles per hour. We've seen up to 113 miles per hour. That's pretty incredible, and just flying through all the different lanes and driving like that, that's a pretty scary situation. Thank goodness there's not a lot of traffic on the 5 right now, at least there.
Yeah, I mean, from a tactical standpoint, it seems to be in the best position, the best place is on the freeway for a pursuit just like this. Look at that, another black and white, ready to engage, just waiting there to make the U-turn, and now you have at least a couple of units on her tail now. But yeah, this is the safest place, all things considered, on a controlled freeway. Hopefully they can perform some kind of a traffic brake up ahead, and that would reduce the risk to other motorists and even supply the opportunity for a possible pit maneuver, but she'd still have to slow down tremendously to even consider it. But even a spike strip, if you can get rid of other CHP officer pulling over for her, making room to give her as much. Look at this, almost crashing into those. Crashing into those construction barrels at a high rate of speed. That's the kind of thing that could really end this in a crash really, really quickly if she starts colliding with.
Yeah, we've never really, you don't really see this kind of speed when on this freeway like this on shoulders and going through those traffic barrels. My goodness.
Yeah, and when first of all, for some reason, for whatever reason, when we take these pursuits up into the high desert here, it typically happens at night where we are very limited and don't have the best optics on pursuits like this. This is a unique daytime pursuit up the Grapevine along the 5 freeway, finally getting our first glimpse of the female driver who appears to have possibly a pink backpack or maybe a shopping bag on her lap. So she's steering that vehicle with something, a large object. I don't want to speculate what else it could be, because I mean, it could be anything, quite frankly. But she has a large object on her lap as she tries to wrestle with that steering wheel, even taking her hands off the wheel.
My goodness.
Taking her hands off the wheel at triple-digit speeds, doing about 110 miles per hour up the 5 freeway, ruffling through that bag. It looks to be either a shopping bag or a backpack that she's rifling through to try and get something, but she is taking her hands off the wheel at extremely dangerous speeds, passing by every other car in front of her, using that shoulder now to evade those primary units. This is not looking good, Ellen. Not at all.
No, I feel for those drivers on the freeway. If anyone's watching, you have your friends or family on that freeway, give them a heads up, because my goodness, this is a cringeworthy type of pursuit.
Yeah, it really is. And by the way, in the last several miles here, we are now on a downhill incline that is really accelerating all of the traffic on the freeway, including that pursuit vehicle. She's obviously got the pedal to the metal, still pushing 95 miles per hour here, and she will have a decision to make whether to take the 5 northbound or to get off at Bakersfield. We'll see what she chooses coming up in the next couple of miles, but the traffic situation should lighten a little bit more, but she's still hugging that backpack, trying to get something out of it, driving with one hand on the steering wheel, that left hand wrapped around the steering wheel, and that right hand trying to get a hold of something in the bag. She is all over the paint now, all over the road, as she tries to continue this pursuit up the 5 freeway. This is just a really
Oh,
nerve-wracking
goodness.
situation. There's
Yeah.
so many other cars, even though volume is relatively light, just one wrong move and somebody's going to get hurt here as she passes every other truck on the freeway. Not a whole lot of car traffic. Again, volume relatively light up here, but just enough to be dangerous. Rifling through either a shopping bag or a backpack that is in her lap that we saw just a few minutes ago. You might be able to re-rack some of that video. You could see her with a backpack in her lap, a pink backpack, with one hand on the steering wheel, at times taking both hands off the steering wheel at triple-digit speeds, coming very close to other traffic. At one point, she even struck a construction barrel as she sped through a construction zone, but it is unclear at this point what has caused that damage. Some minor damage on the front right fender of that vehicle. Also, the front bumper appears to be dangling off as well, at least a part of it anyways, as we take a closer look at the front end of that stolen CRV. Again, that is a Grand Theft Auto suspect behind the wheel of that Honda CRV, guys.
On the right-hand side of the screen, we're watching video from just a little bit earlier where she's driving with no hands. She's rifling through that pink backpack, sometimes with one hand.
All lanes, weaving across all lanes over the gore point. Almost went airborne there, to be honest with you. Losing control. This will do it. A major rollover crash under the freeway at Quail Lake Road. She might have seen something that she didn't like there, maybe even a spike strip, but in any event, she made a last-minute decision to get off, and that is the end. She is in a very, very major crash, rolling over multiple times into the pillar of that ejected there. This is a major collision at the end of this pursuit at the 5 freeway and Quail Lake Road. What you guys saw just now was about as bad as this could have possibly ended for the driver inside that vehicle. Man, that was rough, guys.
Chris, look at that.
I'm sorry you had to see that, but that was a rough crash.
And there's that pink backpack that
I was
it was
thinking,
ejected from the vehicle there. Wow, Chris. Oh, that is a horrible accident.
And you can see instantly those CHP officers approach the vehicle unarmed, or they're armed, but they were not, you know, they basically confirmed just by just by watching the body language here, you could tell that that driver, at the very least, is incapacitated at this point. Obviously, the call is going out for fire rescue. They're going to come out here and either attend to her or declare this a DOA, but that is a hardly survivable crash by my eye.
Yeah, well, we apologize for everybody at home that had to see such a distressing accident, and boy, that was a bad one, Chris, and thank goodness there were no other cars involved and that there was no other vehicles in her way.
그 운전하던 여성은 현장에서 직사하였습니다. 그러게 왜 남의 차는 훔치고 달아나나. 댓글 반응을 보겠습니다. 이걸 생방으로 볼 수 있어서 너무 좋았어. RIP. 혼다 차가 너무 안 됐다. 저기 방어벽과 뒤처리를 하실 분들에게 조의를 표합니다. 그래도 이건 너무했네. 그 차를 훔친 건 잘못했지만 그래도 그렇게 생을 마감하는 건 아니라고 보는데 그깟 차 때문에 자기의 목숨을 바치다니 너무 어리석었죠. 여러분들 생각은 어떠하신가요? 댓글로 남겨주시고 구독과 좋아요는 무료이니 많이 이용하시기 바랍니다. 그럼 다음 이야기로 뵐게요. 안녕히 계세요.